So one common type of question you might get in RDP exams is to calculate the maximum amount of time you could spend at a given depth on a second dive of the day. This is actually often referred to as your adjusted no decompression limit, the maximum amount of time you could spend at a depth given you start that dive with a certain amount of nitrogen in your body. So it's the no decompression limit adjusted for the fact that you already have some nitrogen in your body. So this question involves two dives, so I'm just going to draw a diagram with two dives. I'm putting that ABT and RNT calculation in there because I always do on diagrams where I'm going to be using the table, although in fact it's not going to be needed to answer this type of question. So the first thing we want to do is actually scan the question, finding the information about the first dive. The first dive is 110 feet for 16 minutes. So let's enter that in. And then as we scroll across our diagram from left to right, the next bit of information is our surface interval of 50 minutes. And then the final bit of information as we continue scrolling is the second dive depth of 90 feet. So we can enter that into our diagram, and we have got all of the information that we're given in the question, all the information we need to answer this question on our diagram. So now, starting again, moving from left to right on our diagram, we have 110 feet and 16 minutes. That's the first information we have, and the first blank is the pressure group at the end of the first dive, and that's what we need to put in. So 110 feet, as we look down that column and find 16 minutes, we will find that it leaves us in pressure group M. So we have found the pressure group at the end of the first dive. We can enter that in on our diagram, and now we have two more bits of information followed by a blank. We have pressure group M and we have 50 minutes. We can use that information on side 1 of the RDP, the surface interval credit table, and I will zoom in to make it a little bit easier for you to see. We're in pressure group M, so we're going to scroll along that row looking for the range that our 50-minute surface interval falls within. There we have it, 47 to 55 minutes is the range that a 50-minute surface interval would fall within. So that, if we now scroll down on the table, will give us our pressure group at the end of the surface interval. It's pressure group E. We will be starting our second dive in pressure group E. So now we have, again, two bits of information followed by a blank. We've got pressure group E, we've got 90 feet. We will be able to use that to find out what our adjusted no decompression limit is. So starting at the top and circling E, and then over to the left, finding our depth, which was 90 feet. Where those two intersect, we will find our answer. And just looking at the little diagram at the bottom of the page here, we can see that our adjusted no decompression limit is the number in blue. I always refer to it as the number that appears to be underwater. That is the number of minutes we can spend underwater. So scrolling across, we see that the intersection gives us the box with 11 minutes and 14 minutes, and it's the 14 we're interested in. That's the amount of time we can spend underwater. And that is the answer to this question. Our adjusted no decompression limit is 14 minutes. There's lots more videos on our website, www.goprocaribbean.com. In the dive theory section there, you'll be able to watch them in the order they're intended to be watched and learn in a comfortable step-by-step fashion.